Are we live? Hello. Happy Friday, you guys. Thanks for being flexible again. I had a podcast interview, so I was a little tied up last night in San Diego, but we are here. So I'm going to wait a few minutes before people hop on. So today's submission was actually like a stand-in, so it was a little last minute, but it worked out. So originally, I think we were gonna have someone from the East Coast, but then she unfortunately got sick. So somebody I actually met this weekend kind of stood in. So this is gonna be a fun one. It is a living room and it is based off of like a cafe vibe. So I don't know, I'm very much a coffee lover, so I thought this would be really fun to do. And so hopefully you all have fun with it too. So we're going to wait a couple minutes for people to hop on. And I did want to test out this mic, but after last week's challenges, I'm a little nervous about testing this. We'll see. So just to kind of give you a heads up on next week, we will be able to hop on live Thursday night. So that will go back to the normal schedule. But we're not going to be doing a room layout at all. We are going to be talking about kitchen and bathroom trends for 2024 because I'm going to the largest kitchen and bath show on Wednesday in Las Vegas. So I'm going to get all of the content, all of the insight for you and be able to come here and share it with you all. So I'm sure that will be super valuable. And not to say that we should always design around trends, but it's nice to know kind of what's going on. So if you want to, add a little hint here and there to your designs or decor, then you can definitely do that. So just waiting a couple more minutes. Yeah. So hopefully you guys had a good week. And let me know in the comments what you guys are up to this week, what you're up to this weekend. I was just talking to one of my friends and she headed on a ski trip, like a one-day trip. Okay, good. So you guys can hear me. Do I see? Oh, there's somebody. Okay, somebody's here. So you know what? I'm actually going to plug this in. And you tell me now, can you hear me? I'm going to talk a little bit more so we can test it out because I added an adapter this week and I'm hoping this works. I think you left. The person that was here left. Hold on. I'm going to ask if they can still hear me. Maybe they'll hop back on. But anyway, still talking. Test. Okay, good. Okay, we're good on sound. Fingers crossed. And we can roll right into it, you guys. I can't even remember what I was talking about anyway, so that is what it is. So, like I said, this is submission number 2 for the week, and this is a formal dining room. So we want it to be comfortable. We want it to be welcoming. They do have a young child. So I think that's a really common challenge is like, do we wait to finish our home and do everything and just kind of like get by with whatever we have? Or do we decide to go ahead and furnish everything and actually enjoy our house? And I did share a story of like my own childhood where honestly, my parents bought furniture one time and probably still have it in their house. They didn't come from much, but we had all Ethan Allen furniture. We had light, like white carpets upstairs, as my mom would say. And we just knew we didn't wear shoes upstairs or even anywhere in the house. We didn't eat food upstairs. Like you put a towel down on a chair, for example, to protect it. There's definitely ways that you can allow for your kids to still be involved and still have nice things. And kids are really adaptable. So I can just speak from my own experience and tell you like it is doable as a child. I know. So the challenge this week was that this particular room is super important because you can actually see it when you walk through the front door. So it's definitely a feature point. Like I said, they want to be able to have it be a place where people can relax and converse. They can entertain. They can have people over and everyone's comfortable. And it's a little bit formal / sophisticated, but also cozy. And they need to add seating. They want it to basically like blend in with what they have. Like they have a lot of whites and creams, and they kind of apparently got sick of that, which can happen as well. Like if we go too light on the spectrum. And so they started to incorporate a little bit of color, which you will see in the presentation. I will show you, but then they just kind of like, it wasn't working. And then they didn't know like how to pull the room together really. And like, how do we add seating? What kind of a layout do we do? And that's where I came in. So I met this woman at the pool, and she's about to have a room design. So I don't know. I feel like that's pretty good luck. So let me go ahead and hop into my presentation. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share my screen first, and we're going to make sure that you guys can see what we are doing here. Can you guys see me? Say hi. You can actually, the chat's open so you guys can comment and ask questions, please. You can always feel free to stop me because this is important for you guys to like get a personalized experience. That's why we're here live, and I can respond to you in real time. So can you guys see my screen so far? Are we good? Do you guys see the chat? I think you can probably see it because on my end it looks pretty good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in presentation mode. So we'll do that. I'll hop back and see what it looks like. There we go. Okay, this looks right. Everyone should still be here in the room. Awesome. Okay, if you're here, like the video if you could. It'll let more people know that we're here hanging out and they can join us. So yeah, back into the presentation, and I have my little handy dandy mouse, which will show you kind of like I can give you a rundown of the room as it is right now. So we can see, as I mentioned, it's a beautiful space, right? So you can see super high ceilings. You have the windows on the second level, and it's just very grand. And they've started to put together some furniture here, right? So we have some pieces. We have a lot of neutrals, but they did bring in a little bit of blue and teal, so you can see that. So we're breaking into color there. But based on the inspiration that she gave me, this isn't actually the ideal style of theirs. Like this isn't really what they're going for. So I can see kind of where they got a little off track and then they stopped because it's in kind of in the wrong direction a little bit. Okay, but anyway, it was a good start. So I think this is very common to pulling the furniture up against the wall, and then it's like, well, wait, what do we do now? The rug's all the way back here, and then you have this open space, walking space, and so yeah, it's just a big question mark. But we can fix this, right? You guys know. Okay, this is another jumping back to check on you guys. Okay. So yeah, you can see there's just this long plain wall, which you'll see opens up to just an opening. There's no door or anything. So that's just the other view that you can see. And then, so this is, okay, so that wall extends here, as you can see. Then you have this beautiful, I mean, I love the curved walls. This is gorgeous architecture, and the grand staircase, so beautiful. And I can see, I'm assuming probably the front door is out here. I haven't been in this place, but yeah, you can see. And then there's a walkway over here into another room. And so you have all of this wood flooring, beautiful wood flooring. Okay, so you can see this wall extends now. It seems like it's a little bit of a storage area because there just isn't quite a plan yet. But like I said, that's going to change as of now. And you can see, so the adjacent room here is the dining area, and it's beautiful, neutral. Like I think that the furniture placement is very much ideal, and it makes sense. The scale is very good as well. So great job there, you guys. And we always love when people's family members end up in the shot. I think we had a dog a few weeks ago too, so it's very cute. Okay, so here's where we are. So when we're designing a living room, and especially this one specifically, so you guys know when I pull in your rooms, specifically kind of tailoring this to your wants and needs. So again, this is a little bit more specific to this client or what have you, but yeah, can expand into other inspiration. So when I was designing this living room particularly, I felt that it should be welcoming and comfortable, but also maintain a tailored look. And I really do think that that's that rings true for all living rooms, really. I feel like it's not necessarily like a family room is more casual, and the living room is definitely more elevated. You want to select statement furniture that offers plenty of storage space. This will keep the room neat and aesthetically pleasing. So again, with a formal space, you don't want clutter everywhere. You want there to be space to put things away really quickly, or you can do different activities in the room, but still be able to put everything away nice and neat. And then designed for lounging, reading, and conversing. So like I said, any of the activities happening, you want to make sure there's space for that. So some of the features of living rooms in general, in this specific living room as well, is you want to add comfortable seating, statement furniture, functional, like create a functional layout and make sure that it flows so there's enough walking space, and especially thinking about where the room openings are, whether it be doors or doorways, things like that. Adding statement wall art would be beautiful. Highlighting the flooring that you have, bringing in statement window treatments as well. In this case, I would probably recommend motorized for the higher up windows. And, we talked about ample storage, personalized decor. So it could be things from travel or just, gifts or things that you love. And then lighting to vary the ambiance. So depending on what kind of experience you want to create for yourself or your guests, maybe you want a lot of sunlight coming in at certain parts of the day, or you want more like mood lighting and kind of having that differentiation. So as far as colors, for this particular example, we're bringing in whites, creams, brown. That's pulling into the adjacent dining room. And then pulling in blues because it seems like they do like blue. Charcoal is a great neutral, green with the plants, and navy as well. As far as materials go, we're bringing in wood, ceramic, curved furniture, definitely cushions, and accent tables. And especially calling on the cafe experience, you want to make sure there's enough accent tables for people to put their drinks down. And then as far as accessorizing goes, I know that we always talk about this. I'm checking on you again. Okay, thanks for liking the video. Thanks, you guys. Hopping around. Okay. So as far as accessories go, we're going to maintain a focus on textiles, pulling in plants, candles, I think is great for atmosphere, mementos, as I mentioned before, and mood lighting. So creating that experience, it's all about how the place looks and feels, but also how does it sound? How does it smell? Like you may, think about bringing in certain types of music there that's really like calming, or just, creates a vibe. So all of that comes into play. So are you guys ready for the layout? I am so excited about this one. And honestly, there's different things you could do in this room. Like it's definitely not to this particular layout, but I did really love this, and I'll explain why. Okay, here we go. Oh, just kidding. We're going into inspiration. Okay, so it's just going to be a little bit more anticipation. So this is part of the inspiration that she sent over from her Pinterest board. So you're seeing blues, but you're seeing cognac as well. And I am such a fan of cognac. Like, I don't think I will ever not like it, to be honest. I think it's a great match with blue because it is a bit on the orange side. So that, again, they're complementary colors. And just bringing in all the neutrals as well, I think it goes really, really well. So you can see, like, there's plenty of cushions and comfortable seating, plenty of tabletops. We're focused on lighting here. The grand windows creates that experience. So again, this is very similar to their space because of the way their windows are as well. And so, yeah, I mean, you can see, like, you can do a combination of a couple of sofas. You could do chairs and a sofa. You can do a lot of chairs in one sofa. So yeah, there's definitely options there, and don't be afraid to mix things up. Everything doesn't have to totally match, but there are definitely rules around it. So I sort of recommend hiring a designer, not just because I am one, but sometimes like you want to, pay attention to the legs of your furniture, or do I not use legs in this scenario? Like there's a few different workarounds there, but you can see like here's the cafe vibe here. And I love, bringing curved pieces. I just think it's very like, you can just imagine yourself like easily flowing in and out of the space. You can it's just kind of like, it's a big hug around you and it's cozy. And I just think it's so stylish, and especially the juxtaposition of the curved pieces along with, the hard lines of, squares, rectangles that you're always going to see in design. So I think that's a good combination there to mix things up. Okay, so now I will show you the layout. Here we go. Okay, so what we did was, I don't even know if you know where we are, so let's back up. So this is the grand window wall. So if you remember, their sofa is here right now, and they have the accent table here and the accent table here. And that was kind of it, maybe a rug underneath, of course. So what I did is I pulled the couch out, and then I moved it over here. Why did I do that? Well, to be honest, I had it over here first, but then I was like, you know what? I have all of this wall space. Why don't I just pull it in over here? And then I could put maybe like a really beautiful mirror up here or a beautiful art piece. And you don't really need to walk back here, right? Because this is all wall anyway. There's no walking space whatsoever. You can see this is where you flow into the dining room. And this is where you flow into that big open space with the curved walls, and then into the staircase and where the front door is. So I decided, let's pull this sofa over here. So that opened up a lot here. So I always keep in mind who's living in this. We have a young child, and so maybe a young child has a friend over, right? A lot of times we're doing play dates. I know that we are at this stage with my 7-year-old. And so, no matter what the age, I think it's important to design for the little clients as well. So I did bring in a couple of stools. However, they would be like a designer look, of course, to go. And again, like what I always say every week, you guys, is this is kind of like placeholders to kind of give you an idea of placement. It doesn't necessarily mean this is the exact style that I would select, but this is what we pull. This is what I pull in my software system. So you see it's a nice round coffee table. And again, this allows for, you can just see, like, it just allows for movement all the way through. It's very, like, perfect for conversing, like a round dining table, for example. It's great. Everyone can see everyone. So it truly is ideal. And then it just gives you that movement so that you can move from seat to seat to seat and still be part of it and what's going on. So you can see, again, I brought in the accent tables here just to add a little bit extra surface space. Big tree, like an olive tree, I would recommend. This is a credenza here. So we have storage here, which is so super important. I felt like it needed something. If we back up here, I can show you. I feel like if we brought in a wooden piece, it would kind of ground the space like they already did. They were trying to ground it with the sofa, so I can see where their mind was. But then, so then that pulls it up here. You could put maybe like a vertical piece or layer pieces on top of that credenza, which would be kind of fun. And then bringing in the lighting on either side with the lamps, and then maybe, stacked decorative boxes, maybe some flowers or plants, things like that, that will really anchor it. So there's a few things. I'm going to stay on the slide for a second. The reason why is there's a couple things that you could do with these windows. Now you could definitely just have Roman shades on these. Like I said, the top ones I would motorize because you can't reach them anyway. So I do that a lot with my clients. I had a project in Carlsbad last year where we did that. It's not as much of an investment in addition as you would expect, which is kind of nice. Of course, it probably depends on who you're working with, but in any case, there's that. So you could do all Roman shades. The second thing is what you could do is pull probably like a custom rod all the way across and drop panels down on either side. You could also pull a curtain rod all the way across and just do a panel on this side and then on this side. So I would obviously, like, there's not a lot of wall space here, so the curtain panel would cover up that trim a bit and perhaps the window a little too, but you really should do that anyway, so I think that would be fine. The next thing that was a little bit interesting, though, if you look at Well, that's not it. Hold on a minute. Here. So the interesting thing is you have this window right here too. So what do we do about that? So you could pull in, like have a corner rod and pull in panels as well. I feel like I would personally want to do the same thing throughout on the same level. But you could also just drop a Roman shade here as well to match the top ones if you decided, hey, I just want to soften this wall and have this be the moment, and that's it. Design is a lot about like being a magician where you're distracting people or highlighting certain things, certain features. So, you have a few options there. So that's that. So let's go back to the layout. So yeah, nice big rug, and there's plenty of walking room from this space into here. You can see this is the natural movement of the room. And I like that this is all open, if you can imagine. So you can bring in a nice big chair here that's different than these, just to, again, bring in a statement piece, or maybe a round pillow, something like that. This is a really tall bookcase here. So again, bringing in an opportunity to style some pieces. So bringing in maybe pieces that you love, or pieces that have been gifted to you, or things that you found on vacations along the way, and then making it a curated collection there, styling it out. I always love to do that. And then storage on the bottom, closed storage specifically. I love closed storage as a mom because you just close the doors and nobody sees anything, and it's perfect. If you want to get crazy, you can go in there and, have the bins and all of that, like absolutely, and, get very organized. But it's just so much better with doors, I gotta say. So on this wall, I would do art again. So you have the two pieces of art. I would pull in art over here as well. That's the window with the Roman shade, and then this is art as well. So you could do, I would say, a mirror over here. I wouldn't do a mirror here because you have the windows here, and it's just like a lot of that going on here. But if you wanted to take the sunlight and bounce it off of this wall, I think that could be really nice there. Something that's stylish, ornate, like has a little bit of personality to it. And then I brought in a floor lamp here, because again, this just really isn't, like, no one's going to be walking back here, so you can easily put the lamp here, you can plug it in, and you're good to go. So when it comes to a light fixture too, I didn't pull this in. I mean, I did pull it in and then I erased it because I like to show, a styled coffee table. But being that the ceilings are so high, you would have to drop the fixture quite a ways. But you could do that. And again, like we talked about last week, you would add the length of the room to the width of the room, and then that's how wide of a fixture you would have. So in this case, I know off the top of my head that it's 32 inches. So that's the size fixture that you would like for this room. Off of that. Everyone still here? You guys look good out there. Okay. Do you guys have any questions, by the way? I'm wondering if I covered everything. I hope I did. Drop your questions in the chat. Also, let me know if you've been here before. Where are you from? Some other talking points that I could think of. Do you have a room that you're just totally stumped on? Like, I feel like most of us have a room where we're just like, I don't know what to do with this, and I need a little bit of help. Everyone's really quiet to me. That's okay. So the other thing is, if you would silently like to participate, once again, you can submit your room to be featured. It is free. I just need a little legwork from you, and that is the wall measurements, door placement, window placement, ceiling height, a photo from each corner of the room, and then just let me know your challenges and send me a little inspiration, even just a few photos. I can kind of take it from there, and then I can pull together a layout for you. So yeah, you would send all of that to hello@west11lane.com. 11 is spelled out. And also you can find me on Instagram under West11Lane. I respond to all of my DMs obsessively, so we can definitely chat there. If you have any questions, locally, if you're here, I also do select finishes for folks. So I can select flooring, lighting, hardware. What else? Paint is super fun. Paint consults I love. It's actually a lot easier than you would think, and we do not swatch. We're never like painting on your wall, so you don't have to worry about that. Keep it really simple. But yeah, people are always thrilled with the results, so I love that. What else? So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I would absolutely love it if you would. We are slowly growing a community over here. It ticks up pretty much every day, which is really exciting. And I'm super grateful for all of you. And I just want to be able to give back more. Over time, I have developed the education and the experience in working with clients in 9 different states so far, and several clients here in Southern California. And I just want to be able to share that with you. I know that hiring a designer isn't necessarily feasible for everyone. So if I can help you in some way, I would love to do that. Besides that, like I said, if some of you weren't on before, we are going over kitchen and bathroom trends for 2024 next week. So you do not want to miss that. I'm going to be running through Las Vegas. I literally think, I don't know if I'm getting up at 3:30 in the morning because I'm flying in and out on the same day, and it's going to be crazy making because there's people that I've been talking with on Instagram for years that I've never met, and I'm super excited. And people are like, "Oh, meet me at this breakfast and meet me at this talk." And I'm like, I don't even know if I have the badge for going to these educational pieces, but maybe they can sneak me in. We'll see. But I'm going to be getting all the goods for you guys, so it'll be really fun to go through that next week. So I'm really excited. So you don't want to miss it. So definitely subscribe, hit the bell, and it'll let you know when we go live. It will be on Thursday, as long as I'm still awake by then. But I usually will post in the community tab to let you guys know, hey, heads up, we're going to be doing this tonight, or we'll be doing this tomorrow night, but it should be Thursday night. So with that, and nobody has any questions, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had so much fun. I hope you did too. And we'll see you next week.